I'm supposed to put Bonds and McGuire in a Hall of Fame who cheated.
He's been found guilty of at least one crime that could send him to jail instead of the Hall of Fame.
Is taking illegal performance-enhancing drugs that were not supplied by Balco.
The home run king to me is Hank Aaron, but statistically it's Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Lamar Bonds was born on July 24, 1964, in Riverside, California. He came into the world with baseball in his blood. His father, Bobby Bonds, was a star outfielder for the San Francisco Giants, known for his speed and power. His godfather, Willie Mays, the say-hey kid himself, and one of the greatest players to ever live. But for Barry, having famous mentors wasn't a shortcut to greatness. It was a legacy that weighed heavy. From an early age, the expectations were immense. He was the son of a star. He was expected to be even better. And deep inside, Barry Bonds believed he could be. He was raised in San Carlos, just outside San Francisco, where baseball wasn't just a sport, it was a way of life. He attended Junipero Serra High School, the same school that produced Tom Brady decades later. There, Barry became a standout multi-sport athlete, but baseball was always his first love. His swing was smooth, compact, and powerful. He had a natural eye for the strike zone and an uncanny ability to read pitchers. Scouts took notice early. He was drafted by the San Francisco Giants in 1982, right out of high school, but he chose to attend Arizona State University instead, a move that would help him mature both as a player and a person. At Arizona State University, Bonds was dominant. He hit over 300 each season, racked up home runs, and showed a mix of speed, patience, and power that made him a nightmare at the plate. But it wasn't just his stats that caught attention, it was his presence. He played with a quiet confidence, bordering on arrogance, and that rubbed some the wrong way. Coaches and teammates respected him, but he was never known for being easygoing. He was focused, serious, obsessed with becoming great. And in 1985, after 3 standout years at ASU, Barry Bonds was drafted 6th overall by the Pittsburgh Pirates. He made his major league debut on May 30th, 1986. It didn't take long for people to realize that this wasn't just another player. Bonds was different. In his rookie season, he hit 16 home runs, stole 36 bases, and played Gold Glove-level defense in left field. Over the next 6 seasons in Pittsburgh, Bonds evolved into one of the most complete players in baseball history. By 1990, he won his first National League MVP award, leading the Pirates to the playoffs. He repeated as MVP in 1992. But despite the individual accolades, postseason success eluded him. The Pirates came close, reaching the National League Championship Series 3 straight years, but never made it to the World Series. And after the 1992 season, Bonds became a free agent. That winter, he signed a then-record 6-year, $43.75 million contract with the San Francisco Giants, returning to his father's team, his godfather's team, and the city where he grew up. The expectations were monumental, and Bonds delivered. In his first season with the Giants, he won his 3rd MVP award, hitting .336 with 46 home runs and 123 RBIs. He led the Giants to 103 wins. From there, Barry Bonds entered the prime of his career, an era of dominance that few players in the history of baseball have ever matched. He wasn't just a power hitter. He was a chess master at the plate. Pitchers feared him. Managers walked him with the bases loaded. He led the league in walks year after year because no one wanted to give him a pitch to hit. But when they did, it usually didn't end well. From 1993 to 1998, he consistently posted MVP-level seasons. He hit for average. He hit for power. He stole bases. He played elite defense. By the end of the 90s, Bonds had already built a Hall of Fame-worthy career. But what came next would redefine not just Barry Bonds, but the sport itself. In 1998, the baseball world was captivated by the home run chase between Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa. They shattered records, filled stadiums, and brought fans back to the game after the 1994 strike. Bonds watched from a distance, and according to reports, with growing frustration. Despite being arguably the best all-around player in the game, he wasn't the center of attention. And it was in that moment, some believe, that Bonds made a choice, a decision that would forever stain his legacy. In the early 2000s, Barry Bonds underwent a transformation, physically and statistically. He got bigger, stronger, more powerful. In 2001, he shattered the single-season home run record by hitting 73 homers. That same year, he posted a slugging percentage of .863, the highest in Major League history. He was almost superhuman. The following years were just as dominant. He won 4 consecutive MVPs from 2001 to 2004, bringing his total to a record 7. He walked more than anyone in history. He broke records with such ease that it no longer seemed real. And then came the controversy. In 2003, the Balco scandal broke. Bonds was implicated in a federal investigation into performance-enhancing drugs. While he never failed an official MLB drug test, leaked grand jury testimony, and mounting circumstantial evidence connected him to PED use. The media turned on him. Fans debated his records. Was he the greatest slugger of all time, or the face of baseball's darkest era? Bonds remained defiant. He rarely spoke publicly about the allegations. He denied knowingly taking steroids, maintaining that he had only used substances provided by trainers. But the damage was done. To many, he was no longer the hero. He was the villain. The man chasing Hank Aaron's all-time home run record was now doing so under a cloud of suspicion. In 2007, at the age of 43, Barry Bonds hit home run number 756, passing Hank Aaron as the all-time home run king. He finished his career with 762 home runs, the most in baseball history. But when the 2007 season ended, Bonds was a free agent, and no team signed him. Despite still having the ability to play, his career ended not with a farewell tour, but with silence. Over 22 seasons, Barry Bonds compiled a stat line that seems mythical: a career .298 batting average, 762 home runs, 2,558 walks, 514 stolen bases, 7 MVPs, 8 Gold Gloves, 14 All-Star selections. He was the most feared hitter the game has ever known, and yet he remains outside the Hall of Fame. Year after year, the Hall of Fame voters have passed him by. Some believe his numbers are tainted. Others argue that his impact on the game is undeniable. That before the controversy, before the muscle, Barry Bonds was already a generational talent, perhaps the most complete player to ever step on the field. Off the field, Bonds has led a quieter life in retirement. He's made occasional appearances at Giants events. In 2014, he served as a special hitting instructor for the team during spring training. He's spoken about wanting to be remembered not just for the records or the drama, but for the love he had for the game, the countless hours of work, and the fierce commitment to excellence. He is also a father, a son, and a man who has lived under intense public scrutiny for decades. Barry's relationship with his father was complex. Bobby Bonds was his mentor, his motivator, and sometimes his greatest critic. Bobby passed away in 2003 during the height of Barry's dominance. It was a loss that hit him deeply, even as the world continued to debate his place in history. Barry has also become more open in recent years about the pain of being misunderstood. In interviews, he's admitted to being hard to deal with, even arrogant. But he's also pointed out that much of his attitude was armor, protection against the media, the expectations, and the pressure that came with being Barry Bonds. Today, the debate continues. Was Barry Bonds the greatest hitter of all time, or the face of an era baseball wants to forget? The truth may lie somewhere in between. What's undeniable is this: Barry Bonds changed baseball. He changed how we look at numbers, how we talk about greatness, and how we define legacy. He was a symbol of power, precision, and perfection. And whether you love him or loathe him, you can't ignore him. He was never just a player. He was a moment, a storm, a legend that broke the game open. And even now, long after his last swing, the shadow of Barry Bonds still looms large over the diamond.